Well, that's disappointing. This is maybe take two. I don't know if the other version went up or not,
Take
but
two. Come on.
anyways.
Take two. It's fun. I don't
Okay.
remember what we were saying though.
I don't know.
Oh, I do remember saying I pick a rower because of the simplicity of writing a workout with someone with a rower as a
Like if
partner
you're working
workout.
out at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And but I need to stop it because we get in a fight every time because she always tightens the straps down. I'm like, listen, lady, stop tightening these straps down all
Yeah.
the way. It drives me crazy. Just leave them to where you just slide your feet in and slide your feet out. Like
Yeah.
it's not. I don't believe there is any benefit to cranking your feet down in the rower unless you're doing like a 500-meter row for time and you just can't let your feet move at all or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Now, if I'm rowing and I don't care about the transitions, I'll strap my feet in.
yeah,
But if you got to get in and out like this work, like 24.2, then
yeah,
you're gonna better not strap your feet in.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And to your point, that knowing that and that being a benefit to you is used to not have to exist in this space because it was so fitness was so foreign. Being very good at all three of these things was foreign for a long time
Yeah.
to the
Let's pick up there.
majority of people doing this.
Yeah. All right. So let's pick up there because I want to try to give people some help for this.
All right.
This workout. So we talked about gamesmanship. That the open you should try to game.
Yeah.
Like you should try to maximize your score. Obviously.
100%.
Yeah. You should try to get every round you can.
Yeah.
Or every rep you can. So you kind of have to look at this one and what did we say? How many percent of people are going to be hung up on the dubs? Because the weight's light, everybody can row. Most everybody can do
even
the deadlifts.
even in the 25% of people that make it to the next round to quarterfinals, I still think 80% of those people are the hardest part is going to be the dubs.
Okay.
So that's a lot. That's a large percent.
And when we're saying the hardest part, the sticking point of the workout, we're saying it's either in the volume of the reps, or it's in the ability to do 50 unbroken and not be completely gassed to take away from the rest of the workout.
Yes.
All right.
So we've already heard it twice. Both people that walked in this room before the workout started said that's my sticking point. And not only is it my sticking point, it's the thing that jacks my heart rate through the roof.
Yeah, yeah. So that'll take away from the rest of the workout.
Right. Which is classic. I love that aspect of the phrase classic CrossFit. Classic CrossFit to me is the workout that comes in, punches you in the face because your heart rate cannot recover based on your inability to
I remember when I
show respect to the thing that you were taking on.
Yeah, like you look at it and you're like, I can do that. I got 10 rounds. And then you take it on and you're like, after 3 rounds,
it was 24.1, like for sure for me, like 100%. The fact that Cole Mertens did that in 5:21 or whatever he did it in,
unbelievable,
is absurd because I did a workout maybe like 6 years ago when Chandler Smith visited Alec as just like a very random extra piece they were doing in their day. It was just 20 burpees minute 1, rest minute 2, 20 burpees minute 3, rest minute 4, until you got to like 100 or 200 burpees, whatever it was, right? 20 on, 20 burpees every other minute. I did that on vacation 5 times. 50 minutes of working out, 500 burpees. It was not 50 minutes of working out. It was 25 minutes of working out, 500 burpees, 25 minutes of rest during that time. Easy peasy, like no problems. And that's 10 minutes of burpees. He did 100 burpees. He did 90 burpees and 90 snatches in 5 minutes and 21 seconds.
Like if you just said, all right, let's do 90 burpees for time and then 90 snatches for time, rest a minute between the efforts and I'll combine the times, I wouldn't be able to beat that.
Never in a million years. Like you would be happy with, I would have been happy with my 10 minutes, whatever I got.
Right. No, it was super impressive. Super impressive.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But that's also not this workout. This is a completely different test.
100% different test, which I think you're walking yourself into some I don't know, away from the I don't even know the words to describe it. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's interesting. When people ask me about these workouts, I have responded with, "I love them," and I'm trying to get away from the nitpicky part of
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying something like, "Let's just see what the whole test holds." It's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
what's the whole test? Well, let's look at all three of them together, and then let's see them as these three, and then the next five that come out for quarterfinals, and then
Mm-hmm.
those 8 plus the next 5 after that.
Yeah, because you do have to look at them as a whole.
It has to be
Like
a
these
whole,
events won't be at the CrossFit Games,
right?
and they won't be at the CrossFit Games for the very reason that we just watched 20 minutes and it was not as exciting to watch as you might think it would be.
Right.
It was definitely exciting to watch because you know you're going to go through it and you're going
Right.
to have to do it and you want to see how the best of the world do it. So it's fun to watch in that regard. But you wouldn't want to watch that at the CrossFit Games.
No.
Like you want the test to evolve and grow and be more complex and more difficult as it gets towards the games and more up the hierarchy, up the pyramid of up towards more towards sport.
How
Right,
do
where
you?
this is the base, this is the
Right.
metabolic conditioning,
Right. Yeah.
the gymnastics, conditioning, where your nutrition might play into it a little bit more, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, most people, like we talked about, I think are going to get hung up on the dubs.
How do you help them?
So how do you help them maximize their score?
Yeah.
The idea is to spend as little time on those double unders as you can without ruining the rest of your workout, right? So that might mean that you use the rows of recovery.
Right.
That might mean that you break up your deadlifts so that you have a little bit more legs to jump with. But then when you get to your double unders, you want to put all your effort in there because that's going to be the limiter for you. So your effort will be put in at the place where you're weakest.
Right.
You have to put in the most effort there to minimize the amount of time that you spend on that implement.
Yes.
So let's say you don't have double unders, you're going to spend all of your effort and attention on those double unders. You're going to have a plan. You're going to break them up, or you're going to try to hang on and get on and off quick, and then use the rest of it to kind of game and play and recover and do what you can to get through it, so that you can not be crushed the next time you get to your double unders. Because if you get to your double unders and you're dead, and you're not good at double unders, you're not going to be able to do them.
It's over.
You have to be under control. You have to have your heart rate down, which means you have to break up the deadlifts, or you have to row slower, or you have to do both.
Right.
Right. But you're gaming it so that you can maximize. It might feel different to you because you're not crushing yourself on the row or crushing yourself on the deads, but you're going to crush yourself on the double unders, which is different. Like you have to crush yourself on that skill. Right. That's still a skill. We forget that, like, because we take it for granted because we do double unders and they're easy. And this won't be the double under workout. This will be a rowing workout for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because you like double unders too. So that's the case.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're good at double unders and the workout like it is for Colton and Justin, what did it come down to? Well, it came down to the row and it came down to their transitions. I thought that the only reason Colton was behind after 4 or 5 rounds was because he didn't transition off the rower like Justin did. Justin had his handle down, his feet out of the straps, and he was leaning forward in his seat, but still seated. Like, gotta play by the rules. As soon as it hit 300, he's up and out, right? And it's like 3, 2, 1, go. Spend as little time off the rower as possible. Your workout starts when you get off the rower, and then when you get back on the rower, you get to breathe and rest. That should be, the game plan if you're good at double unders and the deadlifts aren't a problem.
Right.
Right. So those are kind of like. Other than that, I don't see another boat you might be in other than the deadlifts might be too heavy. But usually
that would surprise me if they were too.
Probably hurt you too.
Yeah, if the deadlifts are too heavy, then there's not a lot of help.
Yeah.
Then this is going to be a fun classic, just beat you down.
Yeah, if the
deadlifts
like
are too heavy,
gonna
this it's 2012.
Yeah,
CrossFit.
I think
taking your lunch.
Let's say like old school CrossFit would have maybe done cows for this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Potentially,
because it's just it's just a bit different. So the cows, you can row harder and you get more return on your investment.
Yeah.
If you have calories versus row meters.
Yes.
If there's meters in a workout, you see I see meters. I see recovery.
I'd love to know what they test. I would love to know behind the scenes of writing the workout and testing it. And I hope that he wrote cows up first. They tested it and it didn't matter. But I can't see how it wouldn't have mattered. And maybe they switched it because of too much benefit. It's either too much benefit to the person who's good at rowing for the cows, which I think they switched it.
I think everything. Sorry, I think everything that they're doing for the open is to be as inclusive as possible.
Which I'm for.
Yeah. So like a lot of people row. Like there's a lot of people that do crew and erg and this kind of stuff, and they see meters. They don't. And people like, oh, I know meters. Like I've rowed on a rower before, and I've done meters. Not many people have done calories.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just more familiar. Like the dumbbell snatch burpee, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We thought that was, we didn't like the workout, but it was a good workout for everybody, and it was a great first test of the open because I can take it down the street to the baseball team, and we did the workout, and it's a lot of fun.
And they show up.
All you need is a dumbbell, and they're fired up.
The coffee shop and say, "Did you do this? Because I had to do it too."
Yeah. How many people did that workout? Like 370,000 people did the first open workout.
That's awesome.
That might be the biggest.
That's great.
That might be the biggest.
That's good news.
But it's great news, right? So the most people did that workout because you see it and you're like, oh, I can do that. And then, like you said, after the rounds of 21, you get punched in the face.
Immediately
you experience that. But yeah, sorry, we had to kind of cover the things that we covered on the other video because I don't know if the first one came up.
It's all good.
But, yeah, so those are the hang-ups. You're either gonna get hung up on the dubs, or you're gonna get able to get through all of it, and you have the dubs as a skill, and your goal is to just spend as little time off the rower as possible. That would mean, like you're talking about with your wife, leaving the foot straps unstrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a pet peeve when you're doing a partner workout with someone and they don't know how to unstrap the foot straps.
Furious. Yeah. But it,
in and out of the foot straps. You're ready to get off the rower when it ticks to 300, not 305, not 310.
Right. Yeah. When you hit 270 and you're pulling and you're at a 152 pace, when you hit 270, you're almost done. Mm-hmm. You almost don't have to pull again. Mm-hmm. You watch that thing roll to 280, pull one more time, set it in the holder, and watch it watch it roll to 300, then get off.
You can even use that time to take a breath.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you can take a breath or two or three. Ready to go, and as soon as it hits 300, you're off. That's how you're going to game it to make up the most in that workout if you're just average Joe CrossFitter.
Yeah,
I think, and you got double unders.
Yeah,
you can really climb the leaderboard on this one if you have double unders. But double unders have come up. I want to say they've come up every single open.
That's cool.
I have the stat here because I opened it up.
I think it's a great skill to have in every open.
Technically, the double under is the only movement that has remained unchanged in every CrossFit Open.
Love it.
13-year history, double unders every year.
Love it.
So if you're not doing double unders consistently, and if it's a skill that you don't have, it's absolutely vital that you get them. I think they like them because there's just an element of almost all of the components of fitness in it. Strength.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I said because that would be the last thing you think of.
Right.
Coordination, agility, timing.
Yep.
That's not one of them, but balance.
I love it.
Speed.
Some people are always mad when I'm like, hey, if you don't have double unders, like you should have them and it's not hard to get them. And they're like, what do you mean? And I always tell them, wake up in the morning, go to your garage, get your
back in when I first started, I had double unders because I did them in high school when we were doing like conditioning with baseball. We had these weighted jump ropes that we would do, and they went from heavier to lighter. So on the lighter ones, we would try to do double unders, and we would all do double unders.
Right.
So we knew how to do double unders before CrossFit, but when they came up in CrossFit, a set of 50 was just crushing.
That's a lot.
And you'd only do like a 3-round workout of 10 deads and 50 double unders, and you'd be crushed from the double unders. Like you'd have to break. You'd be like keeled over, out of breath. It feels like a lifetime ago, but I remember when double unders were difficult.
There's something.
So you want to have a game plan for this.
So real about that small jump, but doing it so many times. When I was personal training, whenever somebody would say, when they came in and they were like, I got my heart rate monitor, and like nobody can ever get my heart rate over 160 and I really don't understand why I would be paying a trainer to do this, whatever. And I vividly remember this lady like bragging that nobody can get her heart rate over 160. And I was like, here's a jump rope, ma'am. Do this for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It hit 190, never came back.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say, Go look at some of the old CrossFit.com workouts, and they have just 5 minutes of jump rope.
Yeah.
10 minutes of jump rope.
Dude, good luck.
Go try jumping rope for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
good luck.
I've been putting. I got these old logbooks. If y'all can see them, I got these old logbooks that I've been putting in online, and in some of those old logbooks, I have 10 minutes of double unders or 5 minutes of double unders. To this day, I vividly remember how hard that was. You can't do 5 minutes of double unders.
Oh no.
You try, but you can't do it. It's humbling.
Yeah, it is humbling. Would you how do you coach the person that can do 50 in a row but can't string them together and wants you to tell them sets to do? How do you break it up?
I think it would depend on the person and how they jumped, like how their double unders were. You know what I mean? Like if it's a just one at a time, you're just trying to get through them, right? But it's like if you can do 50, but you know that 50 is going to really hurt you, you shouldn't do 50. So I would break it up so that you strategically hit, maybe it's 20, 20, 10 every round, or even just 15, 15, 10, 10, where you're just like, but there's a break and the break is very consistent and it's 2 breaths or 3 breaths and you're right back on it.
Right.
So you want to kind of game it that way. Just something that you can manage consistently. Yeah. That's a good point.
And
but you're going to want to break them up.
Yeah.
But then again, like we said, you want to do the other movements so that you have energy or have some juice when you get to the double unders. You have some extra energy to expend on the double unders because you're going to need it. And then you leave the double unders pretty spent. And then by the time you get back to the double unders again in that cycle, you should feel better than you did when you left them.
Yes.
Yeah. So I always go by feel. I hate going by, oh, you got to be at this pace. You got to be at this effort level. You got to be at this row per 500 meters. It has to be 143 or whatever. 150. Yeah. I don't care. I go by feel, right? So I go by how I feel. So when I get off, for you people that are working on double unders and they're hard for you, when you finish the double unders, you should be pretty spent. And then when you get back onto the double unders, you should spend the time rowing to recover a bit and then break up your deads. And then when you get back on the double unders, you're ready to crush it. You're like mentally ready to get back into it. It's not like I want to get on the double unders and, be keeling over, drooling on the floor like Dan Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Do you think it goes like, I don't know. Why 300 meters? Do you have any idea why the rep scheme?
Oh, why 300 meters?
Yeah, why 300 instead of 5? Like we're so used to. And I feel like I'm used to that rowing number in my mind. Maybe.
I think you just have to. So when I'm writing a workout, I'm thinking about what numbers to pick.
Yeah.
I'm picking. I think they pick numbers to be as inclusive as possible.
Okay.
Throw 500 meters in that every round. Then what does it become?
Just rowing.
Just rowing.
Okay.
Like really, just rowing. Like then it's not. The hang up is on the double unders.
250 wasn't enough. 300's right. 350, 400 looks stupid.
Like 250 is like getting on and off the rower is almost not worth it for 250. Like you can't really make up 300, maybe a little bit, 500 even more.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of that sweet spot in between. Same with 10 deads. Like if you do 15, people really start getting hung up. So they wanted to test people's ability to really keep moving because the majority of people
hold the barbell,
that
hold
bell curve, like the sweet spot of people can hit 185 for 10, but not 15.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
They can row 300 at a good pace, but not 500 consistently. They can do 50 double unders. Like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to find like that sweet spot in the middle where the majority of people can compete with this event, with this test.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of what my mind goes.
Do you think there's anyone in the CrossFit world that saw the workout announced and went, I'm winning this? Like I imagine Colton saw
Colton probably thought
24.1 said,
oh, that one, yeah,
I'm winning this. And then when this one came out, I bet you said it on this one too. I was like, I've got this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think a really good rower that can do double unders. Because I do think you can make up time on the row. But just a little bit. Like you got to still be good enough at everything else to move through it fast enough.
But not rowing.
What do you mean? What?
You can make up time on the row, but not rowing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to be nitpicky. That's what I don't like about this, is that it just comes down to how fast you can transition. Yeah. And I'm saying it comes down to the top 10. It comes down to how fast you can transition in and out of the rower, where you put your barbell, and if you don't mess up on your rope.
Right.
Like the rowing, everybody's going to row about the same pace for the top guys. But again, it's like, do you program for the top guys in the open, or do you program to be as general and inclusive as possible to get the most people and then cast the broadest net, and then as you reel them in, you narrow it down into the CrossFit Games, which is the fittest and the most skilled test that you would have.
At one point, we said you program for the best. With the new game season model, I think I've pivoted a little bit in my thinking to, I think, like I said, you're walking people into the game season, and these first 3 workouts are a part of a larger test. And,
these are like the beginning, like the intro class. You do the basic movements, you learn how to air squat.
Yeah.
And then you might do some rowing and burpee intervals or something.
Right.
Which is what you'll see in the beginning of the open.
Right.
It'll get more complex.
Right. And it used it because at one point it was like, who won the open? Because it matters and we care.
And again, like we talked about in the first video that I don't think is going to be up here, is that they used to be. This is more traditional style CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This type of programming, like based off the workout Christine.
Yeah.
Row, deadlift, box jump. It's just row, deadlift, jump. It's just a different jump with a little bit more skill. Yeah, why not do box jumps? Because you have that little bit of aspect of skill in there. And some years Castro would do that where you just throw things out there so that people can practice them for next year. Like they'll tease them almost. Like at the games they'll tease a movement and then the next year it'll come up in the open. This is the traditional, why do double unders and not box jumps? Well, because double unders have showed up in 13 out of 13 opens.
Yeah.
So
they're hard. And I really hope people get better at them. I hope this is like, you're like, oh, I want to be better at this.
It should be. But again, this is another a classic fitness test. Just a fitness test.
Yep.
If you have all the movements. Everybody had the dumbbell burpee. But like me, did not have the fitness.
Or me.
Yeah. So.
Oh gosh, dude.
What else could we give to the people?
What's your plan?
I kind of like this one. So, I'm feeling better this week, and I'm planning on trying to get after this one, get in and out of the rower as quick as I can. I want to spend as little time off the rower as possible. That's my goal. Period. I did rowing and deadlifts and air squats yesterday, and then I did a ton of kettlebell swings last night, and then I did 5K rowing this morning already. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Haven't hinged at all.
Yeah. I'm glad my stomach. I don't have to use my stomach.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Punished.
Sorry about that.
That's your plan. Doing great.
Yeah, I think
for some reason I had this thought in the middle of it where you used to do a workout and it was like, hey, nobody post my time, no nothing. Like this matters, and everybody posts their open scores.
Well, when you're planning on trying to win it, you don't want to share your score.
Right. And the next stage was regionals. Like, hey, 40 of us go to the next level. I can't have you having a time to beat, right? It's a huge advantage. Mm-hmm. So even that's a little new in the open space, of kind of redefining what these 3 workouts mean for everything, which is interesting. I keep coming back to this. I'm bringing this up a lot, like in my mind, because it's like it's a little bit of a new era, not new era in a bad way, but new era, and it is the next progression. I think we were in a liminal space, transition space of when we started the podcast, and CrossFit is going through all the things, and not to say it's not going through all things still, but it was in a little bit of a liminal space of, hey, we're going to let this thing get away from what it was. Mm-hmm. And I think enough people like yourself decided to say, no, we're not. And now we're back, and it's about to, I think there's another 10-year drop. Yeah, I think there's another leg up. It's a whole nother level of growth that is.
The potential's there. The potential's there for it. I just think they have to do it. Gotta do it the right way.
Yeah. And seems to have course corrected, but that's interesting. I think you are gonna get after it. I think you're gonna do really well on this one. I think I'll do really well in this workout.
Yeah. What's your plan?
To finish my 9th round at 18:59, where Justin finished his 10th round at 18:59. Yeah, I think I can get into it. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna row 150, 155. Won't hurt. 10 deadlifts won't hurt. 50 double unders won't hurt until the volume
for you
makes them hurt.
Yeah.
And even if I row a 2-minute, I'm still chilling.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That right in that round. But
yeah. All right. Well, I don't have anything more for the open workout. I think Nick said he's about to go get it.
Dude, he's gonna do really well.
Yeah, he's gonna do good at this one.
Yeah,
he's a good rower.
You were the person that I brought up about being a good rower.
Yeah, that'll play into this one for sure.
Yeah, the barbell's a toothpick for him. The rower is his chariot, as he calls it.
Yeah.
And
well, if you guys
don't mess up on the dubs,
while we finish talking for the last few minutes, if you got questions, we can answer some questions. So just shoot them up in the chat, and we will answer them.
Totally.
But yes, we'll come down for the row for him. Just don't trip on the dubs. You will be good.
Right.
You'll be good. I want to know where you can put the rower, where you can put the barbell next to the rower.
Yeah, how far that transition is.
This sounds really silly, but like you can make up enough time just not transitioning from the rower to the barbell.
Right.
I think you can make up a lot of ground.
So, all right. So we're in the 2024 game season. You're in it. You're competing. You make it to the games this year, you're gone, type of thing.
Who's this?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you're in the season.
You're
just doing the open, and when the quarters get here, you'll do the quarters, and if you make it to
that, I don't know.
Oh.
After that, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know I don't know. Day to day, I'm just up and down. I'm not very consistent.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't trust myself.
In what way?
See. Continue talking about what you were talking about. We don't have to talk about that one yet.
Oh.
I got rhabdo last week, doing 75 GHDs. I'm not.
But that's a thing. But you've had that though for a while.
I know, but I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I can't be consistent enough to be able to compete. Like, my body's just not. My body's just not letting me right now. So
somebody has had that thing. And
yeah, if anybody's had issues with GHDs causing rhabdo, dehydration, fatigue, lethargicness, extreme soreness all over my body, not just my stomach. I don't know. It feels like something digestive related happens when I do GHDs. It just jacks me up, messes me up completely.
But nothing else.
I don't know. Nothing else now. But I don't know. Working that out. We'll see. But yes, I'm just doing the open, then I'm doing semis, quarters. Then I don't know about semis. But what were you saying?
It seems like CrossFit, like HQ, has course corrected.
By what, bringing Dave back and having
it was the first. Well,
the second announcement was funny. Seth Rollins was funny.
Yeah. Shout out to Seth. He's been to your gym. Came, wanted to work out with you.
Yeah, it was fun having him here. We got to go visit him. He did his thing at the Scope. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I do ministry with a bunch of kids with disabilities, and I have a picture of us, me and Seth and you, and it's like I'm the coolest person in the whole world.
Yeah.
The second I show them a picture, not of you, but of
people,
him. It's
all about it. Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Love that.
You know what I mean? That space. I didn't even know that space existed. Oh, yeah. And I went there, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, man. Plenty of adults.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
They love the drama.
The show.
Yeah, the show. It's fun.
It's probably why people like politics too.
Oh, what's the difference? It's all theater.
Anyways, yeah.
I could go on for a while about that, but HQ and what they're doing. I mean, bringing Dave back was the first right decision. You made the first right decision. You did it. You got over the hump. You made the first right decision, and now you get to see what happens. And all in the meantime, they got this little birdie floating around, tweeting around their head that is the Broken Science Initiative. And do you follow it at all?
A little bit,
dude.
Not too much.
It's like that's my bread and butter.
Yeah, I'm going to now.
And it's perfect. It's perfect language too. I really like this, and I'd love to know your thoughts. We haven't talked about this ever before, but the so the term broken science shouldn't offend anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really shouldn't bother you. If you're a scientist, it shouldn't bother you. It shouldn't enrage you. It shouldn't trigger you. None of the above.
Okay.
It's like, well, what do you mean? Like, those two words I think are, well, obviously picked specifically, but broken connotates what? That it's not
true to itself.
Yeah, and it's
the
not.
The term might not be, by definition, might not be the thing that you're thinking that it is.
Therefore, it's fixable.
Sure. Yeah. In an ideal world, I guess. In a perfect world.
There's a fix.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't leave this like weird, it leaves enough ambiguity for you to come in and actually do the work to fix the thing. Hey, your double unders are broken. What do you mean they're broken? And it's like, well, you jump too high, or you spin the rope too hard.
How do you know? Here's the test.
Yeah, here's your test.
You got to test it, and then you test it, you compare it, and you retest. Yeah.
Right, and I really, really like the word broken, because, and sometimes you throw broken things away. Like, sometimes broken things aren't fixable, or the fix is to throw it away and start new.
Rewrite it. Sure.
Maybe, but not redefine it.
No, CrossFit defined in the first place what fitness is. They have it. They didn't redefine it. They defined it. That's why they've been so successful.
Yep.
Right. We know science is a helpful endeavor.
Yeah.
In operating in the world and understanding the way things work, but broken science, right? What's broken?
So you go and you have
to ask. Right. You have to look
has this study been paid for by somebody who wants to influence the outcome? Broken. Right? Was the study done under the parameters that weren't?
It's an interesting term though, because broken science. Broken. What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean by broken?
Because so you get to
technically speaking, you're not going to have science explain everything. Otherwise, you believe that you can explain away God, right? Or explain away the creation of the planet and everything in the universe.
Yeah.
I'm going as big picture as possible.
No, you can. But when you go, if you go as big as, you can go as big or as small as you want.
Like, I do think you're naive if you believe that. If you believe that you can scientifically explain all of it. Like, I don't know.
It will hit its end.
Yeah, right? I think there's an end there. Like, it gets to the point where you can't. In that sense, is it broken? You know,
science.
I'm just thinking of the term broken.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Trying to take it to its furthest. I like to take things to their furthest extreme, and then one side and then the other, and then you kind of figure out where you are in the middle, right?
Yeah.
The broken. What? Broken science. I don't know. Just the science that we use now, science that we use today.
Is it broken?
The testing and the retesting, the procedural method.
So
of coming to a conclusion about a certain thing at a certain time that only pertains to that time now, and it's not time in the past, or because it might be something different. You know what I mean? Like, it might change tomorrow.
Well, science isn't changing, right? The scientific method has
science. What is science, right?
It's a method.
It's a method, right?
And
of coming to a conclusion.
Right? Theorizing.
Right. Well, theorizing is the first thing.
Or hypothesizing to come to a theory, to come to a
procedure.
Yeah.
To experiment, to come to a conclusion, and then you just repeat it.
Yep.
Because you might do it 100,000 times.
Yep.
And then on the 100,000th and first time, it might be completely different than the first 100,000 times you did it, and then it's something completely different, right?
Yes. There's a way to explain away.
But then that's still science.
Yeah, you can.
I can't say that that's not true. Like, that the thing didn't happen because it did happen, but you have to. And then in that sense, science is helpful. It's a tool, but it's not like the end all be all. I don't know.
It's
we're
never
about different things now. Sorry.
No, well, not really, but because it doesn't end. If you think it is the end, you're gonna arrive at a place of lack. Can't do enough.
Oh, right, because the next thing might be, the next experiment you run might blow up everything you believe now.
Eric Weinstein spent 30 years doing some calculating his hypothesis about theoretical physics, and gets to the end of it in 30 years and goes, "It's all for nothing." It doesn't work. It didn't work.
I mean,
but
look at history. What's happened over the course of known history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't disappointed. He got to the end. He goes, but
okay. So what
maybe
you're saying
this next
is
one will. Maybe this
broken
next one will
science shouldn't trigger you. It shouldn't offend you. It shouldn't be something that if you're a scientist, it shouldn't be something. It should be something that you should embrace because you know the rigorous testing of the scientific method that you use should come out with the truth. You have to have faith in the scientific method if you're a scientist.
So imagine if after 24.1 and I'm, on the floor, and I look at you and I go, this workout is broken. I didn't go 7:30 like I thought I was.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Because you didn't get the outcome you wanted.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
We live currently in a world in which that is predominantly how people view it, see it, interact with it, and it's really, really hard when they run up to a non-broken judge, whatever it is, and then they have to actually entertain it, and they can immediately dismiss it for however they want to dismiss it. But I think this Broken Science initiative is hilariously close to being like a revolution, like an actual,
because of the world that we live in right now currently. The state of things and the fact that not many people see it, and it's kind of like the way 2020 opened everybody's eyes to what actually was going on in the world.
Totally.
This same Broken Science could kind of open people's eyes to what's going on in this
industry. Yeah, I think it's gonna do that.
Which is what Glassman and CrossFit were doing in the beginning, and it's like he got too occupied with that. Like you kind of killed the goose that was laying the golden eggs.
Right. So they've come back to it. They're like this lady that's writing the CrossFit book, and there's so many fun things going on right now that are going to, I think, they will re-energize, reinvigorate, recapture people's attention.
Yeah, looking at the future a bit more positive. Like it's a good thing. This is a good thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we get to see now. Like here's the light. I'm gonna shine the light on this thing.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It makes a lot of sense. Like, and it makes a lot of sense that like your mind, like during 2020 to 2023 or whatever it is, like the height of focusing on a viral contagion, right? Is that everything's a viral contagion and its end is destruction, right? Hard to not be captured by that way of, I don't know, viewing things around you. I guess I don't know what it is, but you certainly don't need to be, and you're certainly only in that place in the first place because of Broken Science. Drives me crazy, dude.
Broken?
No, because people are broken, and the whole reason we talk about wanting to be in a great place around around people is because broken people around other broken people have a chance to help each other become less broken. In the psychology world, there's this book called Hurt People, right? Like good people, iron sharpens iron. Like there's a million of these sort of helpful quips that are great, but that's going to be one of them. I think that thing's going to be great.
Yeah, open people's eyes to see what's going
Oh
on.
yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah. And what do you think about I've been calling all of you guys, like you and the OGs in the CrossFit space, the OG games athletes, the priests of CrossFit. And I don't think I'm far off. I don't think it's like it works. It stands in a proper place. And for a long time there were no priests of CrossFit because at one point somebody decided that they weren't going to be a priest, but they were going to be a money changer or something. Just out for the bag.
Yeah,
and
directing their attention towards the thing that they first directed their attention towards, or the reason why they were doing what they were doing.
Right.
Like I started CrossFit for the reasons why I started CrossFit was to be a better baseball player or to compete in the sport and be competitive and win this prize that was more than just money.
Yeah.
That was something that was like you're embedded in the philosophy of the methodology completely.
Yeah.
And not just there for your ends and to get what you want and then get out. There's just something different. I think we should talk about this in another one. I think this should be a good topic to talk about.
And they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that was what we were trying to put our finger on with where things went wrong.
Yeah.
A little while back. I think we talked about it a little bit, but that's definitely elaborating on the topic. We should talk about that next time.
All right.
Yeah. I think this is good. Hopefully we gave you guys some insights for 24.2. And good luck. Have fun. Pace yourself.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, you got anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.